Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Rahmi Nuraeni Hasani. My student ID numbers is 2222-0115. Here I would like to explain one of the topics of grammar, namely defining relative clauses. Okay, let's move to the next slide. A relative clause is a part of a sentence that gives more information about the subject. A defining or restrictive relative clause identifies the subject being talked about. First of all, what is clause? A clause is any group of words that contains a subject and a verb. A clause can be a sentence or can be part of a sentence. And the next, what is a relative clause? A relative clause is a clause that starts with a relative pronoun, also used to describe exactly which person or thing the speaker is referring to. Without this information, the meaning of the sentence can be changed. The next slide is relative pronoun. English uses different pronouns to talk about people and things. The relative pronoun that we need to know is when for time, who and whom for people, where in and in which for places, whose for possessions, which for things, why for reasons, and that for things and people. Defining relative clause has no comma. The information contained in the relative clause is essential to understand the sentence. Let me give you an example. This is the girl who he met at the school. If I remove who he met at the school, girl who? There are many girls everywhere. Who he met at the school is absolutely necessary, and it is defining a relative clause. And here, this is the girl is the main clause, and of course, who is the relative pronoun. As already mentioned, relative clauses are made up of a subject, a verb, and usually an object. They usually start with a relative pronoun, which can be the subject or the subject, or the object of the relative clause. If the relative pronoun is the subject of the relative clause, it must appear in the sentence. If the relative pronoun is the object of the relative clause, it can be left out. So that's enough of my explanation regarding defining relative clauses. I hope my explanation can be understood and is useful, and I apologize if there are any mistakes I made. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.